Hey everyone, my name's Pupsker, and today we're going over the best cryotic farming locations. You can pretty much think of this as just like a general cryotic excavation farming guide, but of course there is a little bit more to it. So, of course, cryotic is mainly obtained by running excavation missions. There are other small ways to obtain it, but those are not the primary methods. The primary method is excavation missions. So these are what I would say are the primary excavation missions that people actually run these days. First off, on Pluto, we have Hieracon. As you can see, this looks like a really good map in general. Like, it's a high-level infestation map. You get more affinity, pistol kills, and of course, you get more resource drop chance. It's important to note that cryotic is dropped from the excavators, so drop chance does not affect it, while resource drop like amount will, as well as I believe your Smida Kavat and anything that changes the amount dropped opposed to the drop chance can affect the cryotic dropped from the excavators. And this is people's favorite spot. I ran this first. I made the mistake of not properly modding my low level gear while I was actually leveling here and farming up cryotic, so I had a terrible time. So just if you are actually going to level here or farm cryotic, remember to bring higher or high enough level gear, or just mod properly for infested opposed to like Grenier. Just remember to do that. It's not that hard, but if you're doing it solo, you might have issues. General tips: use Warframes like Frost and Gara to actually protect the excavators. You can use Octavia as well just to do the AoE attack, but I wouldn't recommend that if you want to level the Warframes, because of course Warframe kills go to Warframes, etc, etc. Excavation missions aren't really that hard. The general idea is each excavator will run for 100 seconds. You have to collect the power cores and bring them to the excavators. That they're dropped by the like flying ospreys, I believe, the little robot bros. They're pretty easy to kill. Like, obviously that's not the hard part, right? You just have to keep the excavator alive. So get it a shield. It does regenerate, but it's kind of slow sometimes, and it can die really fast without you actually paying attention or noticing. So that is all pretty important to note. Technically, you want to always run this with as many people as possible, because the more people you have, the more people can spawn up excavators. Generally, you'll be spawning 2 or 3 at a time. I think you can technically spawn 4, but I might be wrong on that. So pretty much you'll always have 2 spawned for the most part. I can't believe if the 4 spawning was like an old thing or not, but you'll pretty much, for the most part, have a 2 spawned up, which is definitely why I would recommend doing this with a group. You can of course also run with resource drop chance groups just to get the extra resources, and there are a wide variety of excavation missions that you can actually run, so if needed you can get a ton of different resources. This first one is just one of the more popular ones for many reasons, but of course the cryotic chance will stay pretty much static. It's just mainly dependent on how popular the maps are and what resources you'll get. It's important to note as well that excavation tiers are: tier 1 is 1 to 10, tier 2 is level 11 to 20, and tier 3 is 21 plus. I believe that goes with the starting level. And of course, with that explanation, these are all the missions right here. So you can technically run any one of these missions. Like, there's no problem at all running any of them. Just make sure to run an open lobby if you don't have a dedicated group, because trust me, you're wasting time not running these in a full group, or at least with another person at minimum. And the rotation on these are as follows. It is AABC, with relics dropping on the B and the C rotation for all excavations. Tier 1 drops Lith, Tier 2 drops B rotation Meso, C rotation Neo, and Tier 3 drops B rotation Neo and C rotation Axie, as well as just general mods. So if you're running excavations, I would recommend running it if you don't haven't done it before, you will eventually just get all of the mods. It's nothing too amazing, it's just general damage mods, Warframe mods, etc, etc. And the A rotations are just credits and endo, so nothing to worry about there. So this is the most popular map, that goes without a doubt, but let's go over some other maps. And then for lower level excavations, we'll have Earth Everest as well as Earth Tikal. Both of these are, honestly in my opinion, great farming areas because they are both low level Earth missions and you can just no-life them without a doubt. You can easily get to 20 excavations, no problem, fast as all hell. And I believe I forgot to mention this, but the excavators don't have to fully finish for you to actually get the cryotic from the excavators. So if you do mess up and it does get blown up, at least you'll still get the cryotic. So these low level missions are great to get a ton of lith relics on the B and C rotations, as well as leveling if you need to. It's not going to be the fastest because it is low, but it is going to be easy. It is low level, so you don't have to worry as much about having a stacked team to defend the extractors, so you can worry more about just leveling up and killing the enemy, rather than keeping the excavators alive. Yeah, really, there's not much to say about this. Like, you'll get neurodes, ferrite, rubido, detonite ampules. Like, it's not that bad of a farm, but hey. And lastly, we have Europa Valefor. In general, people don't actually go here too much, in my opinion. I think, obviously, it's Warframe, people will still go here. Just the thing is, like, it's not a popular location just because it's a tier 2. So this drops Meso and Neo. In my opinion, that's a pretty good farm, but a lot of people just don't go here. It's because generally people are just better off farming the Axie relics and the Neo relics from the tier 3s, or just no-lifing the Earth one if they want to get either lith relics or just have an easy no-life farm. So that just kind of leaves tier 2 in the dust. So that's what Valefor is there for, but hey. It's there, it exists, I just wouldn't bother going there much. Realistically, any of the excavation missions are good. If you have other things to farm, I would recommend just farm the excavation missions based on the secondary resources they drop. So if you need like neurodes, if you need maybe Orokin cells, maybe you need some polymer bundles, like just go wherever other resources that you also need to farm are, because naturally there's no point on farming on Earth if you have tons of neurodes, millions of rubido, and just a billion ferrite, right? You might as well do something else, or just do it for the levels. You have your own reasoning, and all of the maps generally are actually pretty good, so no matter what, you'll have a pretty good time collecting cryotic. It is a somewhat fixed amount, and you'll need a good amount in the game to build up everything in the foundry, but I personally like excavation farms and cryotic farming. I just wish the excavators were a little tougher. But hey, that's essentially the easiest way to farm up cryotic. Do whatever you want. Cryotic's simple. It's weird that they did it this way. They made a mission-locked resource like this, but honestly, I think excavation missions are good enough as a mission with enough drops for it to just be, yeah, it's okay. So get farming, everybody. If you like this video, please subscribe and check out some of my other videos. As you can tell, I make Warframe guides and other videos around Warframe. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe, join the membership below if you want to support me and give me money for nothing in return, essentially. So, hey, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Peace.